mic is live, the stage is set. Words like fire you won't forget. Every topic, every thread. Living stories in your head. Dive in deep, let's take control. This podcast is your soul's console. Turn it up, feel the beat ignite. Conversations flowing bright. In your ears day or night. This is the sound that feels so right. Oh.
As always, everything we discuss is for entertainment and is speculation. Please like and subscribe, and definitely join our discussion in the comments. If you're ready, let's get into it. Welcome back to Typically Unique. I'm your host, Kim. Thanks for being here today. We are continuing on with our look into the Cy conspiracy theory and what happened with his testimony. Why was it withheld? Does that AT&T timing advance data exist? What did the defense know about that? What are the possibilities with that? So if you didn't catch our last live on Tuesday, I believe it was, we went over the two judges. Hey, there's our first contribution to our goal today, $4.99 super sticker from Carlos. Thanks, babe. Thank you. Appreciate that. We'll get some fireworks going. Get those fireworks going. But we were looking at why the two judges. So I was looking at Judge Villas Senor from Colorado, that Cy was an expert. He was supposed to be giving expert testimony, and that judge really went after his technology. And we watched Cy's own podcast episode about it. He explained it. So if you'd like to see all that, go back and watch our Tuesday live. And, also comparing it to Judge Hippler. We all know how Judge Hippler handled Cy being at the hearing and ready to speak, and what happened with that. So, last live, we looked at Docket Decoder had a really good consolidated video that he put together, different pieces, like with Andrea Burkhart giving her opinion about Cy's testimony with the Brian Kober case and how the judge handled it. And Cy's affidavit addressed the other way. And Carlos and I keep going back and forth about this too, about were they able to get AT&T timing advanced data at all? And when Cy wrote his affidavit, he had it ready to go for this hearing, and he did not put in a affidavit from anyone from AT&T. He did not address that, and he did not address the prosecution coming in at the 11th hour saying we can't get that data outside of 7 hours or 7 days, outside of 7 days. And in Docket Decoder's video, he said that the prosecution entered their motion or their affidavit about that the day before the hearing. So Cy had already had his written up, ready to go, showing up to testify if needed. And I guess the prosecution, because Ann Taylor said at the hearing, this is new information to us. So the judge reaming him about not addressing the 7 days. Carlos will say, well, Cy's the expert. He should know that. He should, right? Or is that just he didn't know that because that's just a reason that they came up with at the last minute? Because the state did appear to change their reason. Their first reason was it doesn't exist, so we don't have it. Then they came back the day before and said, I can't get it without 7 days within, outside of 7 days. So, and Taylor's point was there's another way. There's another way to get that. And that's how she kept describing it. There's another way. And I think she was trying to toe that line because it's a back doorway. It's a sneaky way. I don't think it's an illegal way, but the video we're going to show today from Lucy Morningstarr addresses all of that, like the bigger picture behind that. So let me take a moment to say hello to everybody. And I appreciate you so much. Drew Bledsoe Mort, $4.99, saying, yes, sir. Good morning, all. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Greatly appreciate those donations. I really, really, really do. And let's get this going. Is this the right one? Yep. Thank you, Drew. And my mic is muted. Thank you, Drew. And thank you, Carlos. How long was I muted? Maybe it was just for the video. Oh, don't do that. I almost ended the stream. The end stream button is right above the click to see your comments. That's not a good placement. Hello, Lucy. I hope you're ready to go for this. You can help me out in the chat all you want, or you could come up if you wanted to. Ha ha ha. And good morning to SRB, Megastar, Wonders Deep, William Tardy, so good to see you. Nomadic Duckman, hello, hello. Yeah, fireworks early this morning. Wake up, everybody. Wake up. True Crime Unleashed, hello. Fizzy Cake. Sorry for scaring everybody with the fireworks. We got to have a big celebration, though. We got to have a big celebration. Jack Showalter, Idaho 4. Oh my gosh, you guys. Yesterday I had Brian Koberger, or Tuesday we had Brian Koberger 3D in here. So hello, Jack Showalter. Let's go. Christina, hello, hello. All right. There are 48 people in here. And we had some comments earlier from Sister Mary Marshmallow. Love that name. So if you guys scroll all the way up, she was dropping some Celebrate information in there. So you can check that out and verify or discuss that also. Inside Your Bones, hello. I think I got everybody. If I did not, did I see Gilly? Yes, Gilly, hello. I don't want to miss anybody. If I missed you, I am so sorry. All right. Yep. Reading your comments. Everybody's saying good morning. All right. We're going to get into it with this awesome video. And it's like I planned my whole show for this because it's like an hour and a half video, but it has so much information. So we will go through it. And, you know, when Lucy makes her videos, it is lots of information, you know, document loaded. So please don't get frustrated if I pause every, however it takes, because if she puts a document on the screen, we're going to stop and we're going to read it and we're going to see what that information says. And she also clarifies very well at the beginning because she is using a congressional hearing at the beginning, and it's not the content of what they're talking about at the hearing is political stuff. Don't get caught up in like, left, right, blue, red. What are they talking about? Who are they talking about? That's not the point. The point is they're talking about how the FBI can access information. That's the point of it. So it's not to be a political video. It is to show how they can access. And please make sure you hit that thumbs up, everybody. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull this up. While I'm doing this, you can pause to hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate that. Share this live out so we can get some more people in here. Subscribe if you haven't, please. And consider becoming a member. We're building our little community over here. All right. Got that. Gonna start with this.
Beep, 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 beep. It's time for Lucy Morningstar's crash course on the facts.
Well-deserved shout out there. Our whole community, I think, would be lost without the information that Lucy finds and goes over and shares with us kindly. And I saw someone said they just subbed Daniela Allman. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Please let me know in the chat how to say it correctly. Witchy was, hello. Good to see you today. I'm going to take that down. Okay, here we go.
Up. I want to ask you another question. In the Senate hearing, in response to Senator Wyden's question of whether the FBI is currently purchasing Americans' location data, you indicated that it was limited to data derived from internet advertising. It's since been reported that the FBI has admitted it bought U.S. location data. Is the FBI purchasing location data from commercial sources without a warrant?
This is an area that requires a little more precision and context for me to be able to answer that fully. So let me have my staff follow back up with you so that I make sure that I don't leave something important out.
I'll disclose with the FBI had 3.4 million backdoor searches of the FISA database without a warrant in 2021. Can you say whether the FBI is continuing to search the FISA database without a warrant for Americans?
Well, if you're asking about our use of 702 queries, those are, there is no warrant requirement under the Fourth Amendment for those queries. It's fairly well settled. The 3 point.
Okay. No warrants required, right? And Lucy, you can confirm or deny comments that I make as we go through this. And thank you so much to, oh my goodness, I need a bigger screen here. True Crime Unleashed for that $2 super chat for an awesome channel. Greatly appreciate that. It means a lot to me that you guys enjoy being here. And I love having all of you here, hanging out with you and discussing this case and all our cases. So thank you. Thank you so much. All right, what do we got here on the screen? Right off the bat is, okay, the Secret Service deleted texts from January 5th and 6th, 2021 after watchdogs sought records. I thought this was pointing to a date, but the agency denied intentionally deleting any text. So just showing their work.
4 million figure that you're talking about, I guess I would say a couple things. One, that's not 3.4 million people. That's 3.4 million search terms or query terms. Second, those are not queries in violation of rules. Those are just queries under
My time has expired, but the committee will look into the warrant requirement later.
Sure will. We sure will. The gentleman from Florida is recognized.
The American people need to understand what just happened. My Democrat colleague just asked the director of the FBI whether or not they are buying information about our fellow Americans. And the answer is, well, we'll just have to get back to you on that. It sounds really complicated, but I have other questions. I'm sitting here with my father. I will make certain that between the man sitting next to me and every person he knows and my ability to forever hold a grudge, that you will regret not following my direction. I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father. Sounds like a shakedown, doesn't it, Director?
I'm not going to get into commenting on that.
You seem deeply uncurious about it, don't you? Almost suspiciously uncurious. Are you protecting the Bidens?
Absolutely not. The FBI does not and has no interest in
you won't answer the
protecting
question
anyone
about whether or not
politically.
that's a shakedown, and everybody knows why you won't answer it. Because to the millions of people who will see this, they know it is. And your inability to acknowledge that is deeply revealing about you. But let's go from the uncurious to the downright nosy. How many illegal FISA queries have occurred under your leadership of the FBI?
Well, there are reports that have come out with different numbers about compliance incidents.
More than 1 million illegal ones? Because that's what the Inspector General said. The Inspector General said that in the 3.4 million of these queries, more than 1 million were in error. Do you have any basis to disagree with that assessment?
Okay, so it looks like they're calling them compliance incidents. So maybe noted, but nothing done. And I'm having a hard time hearing. Are they calling it FISA, like FISA? Is that the term for it? Lucy's going to let us know in the chat.
By the Inspector General?
I'm not sure actually that's a correct characterization of the Inspector General's findings on that.
The internet will remind you of that in moments. But let's now go to what the court said. The court said it was over 200,000 that have occurred on your watch.
Okay, I got it right.
Do you have any basis to disagree with that assessment?
Again, I don't have the numbers as I sit here right now. What I can
Seems like a number you should know. How many times the FBI is breaking the law under your watch, especially if it's like over 1 million, to not know that number. And I'm worried about your veracity on the subject as well. Play the video.
Letters for
going to the
investigation
FISA
of
court?
the Capitol. I don't believe FISA is remotely implicated in our investigation.
So
right
Senator Lee's
there.
asking you whether or not FISA was in any way involved in your January 6th investigation, and you say no. Was that truthful?
If I can.
I said that I did not believe it was.
Okay, so now let's pull up what the court said, which was something a little different than what you said. So here, nope, that's not the right one. Yeah, here we go. Right there. It says the government has reported additional significant violations of the querying standard, including several relating to the January 6, 2021 breach of the Capitol. So I guess the question, Director A, is did you not know when you were answering these questions that the FBI was engaging in these illegal searches, or did you perjure yourself to Senator Lee?
I certainly didn't perjure myself. At the time that I testified in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee, I didn't have that piece of information. I will add.
Well, that was a court order. You didn't have that piece of information because the court hadn't yet rendered a judgment. Did you not know when you gave the untruthful answer before Senator Lee that this was going on?
It was a truthful answer. I did not believe FISA had been involved in the January 6th.
But it was. So you didn't. The answer is the FBI has broken so bad that people can go and engage in queries that when you come before the Congress to answer questions, you're like blissfully ignorant. You're blissfully ignorant as to the unlawful queries. You're blissfully ignorant as to the Biden shakedown regime. And it just seems like it gets into a kind of a creepy place as well. Go to our next image on what the court said. Like, just so the American people realize, the court has smacked you down, ruling FBI personnel apparently conducted queries for improper personal reasons. People were looking themselves up. They were looking their ex-lovers up. Who has been held accountable or fired as a consequence of the FBI using the FISA process as their like creepy personal snoop machine?
There have been
Okay. Now on this channel, we look at things side-eyed. We side-eye things. That's why our little mascot is side-eye, right? So we want to be critical. We want to look at both sides of everything. So what let me know in the chat what you have heard so far. But what I've heard so far is that the FBI is saying that even though they're doing these, was it a 702 query? Do I have those numbers right? At the beginning, that does not go against Fourth Amendment rights. So I believe he was saying we're not breaking any constitutional laws, but then the congressperson is saying they did with FISA, with the FISA. So, and not getting like proper warrants or things like that. So, yeah, this all has to go back to that Patriot Act. And I don't know about you guys, but I mean, they certainly used the crisis that was going on in our country at that time to, do things for safety of our country, but it also impeded on a lot of privacy issues. So that's a whole big other debate in itself. But what I'm trying to get down to is, are there ways that the FBI is accessing data in a backdoor fashion in an undisclosed manner that we don't know about? And is it illegal? Is it not allowed? Is that why they're keeping it secret? And again, on this channel, we are a discussion channel. And we are giving opinions that are our own and not stating anything as fact. So let's see. On the screen, it says July 12th, 2023, the FBI director, Christopher Wray, to testify. Okay. Oh, so she's pointing out the date. So this is after November 13th, 2022. Okay. Seeing if there's anything in here. Yeah, I did want to read something in here. So the criticism was once trained on the Bureau's investigation into the Trump campaign, of course, in the 2016 election. It's now focused on other flashpoints. Let me see. In the search. So they're saying classified documents. Okay, I think just the date is important on that. Let's carry on.
Instances in which individuals have had disciplinary action and who are no longer with it. I can't get into it here, but we can follow back up.
But don't you see that that's kind of the thing, Director Wray, that you preside over the FBI that has the lowest level of trust in the FBI's history? People trusted the FBI more when J. Edgar Hoover was running the place than when you are. And the reason is because you don't give straight answers. You give answers that later a court deems aren't true. And then at the end of the day, you won't criticize an obvious shakedown when it's directly in front of us. And it appears as though you're whitewashing the conduct of corrupt people.
Respectfully, Congressman, in your home state of Florida, the number of people applying to come work for us and devote their lives working for us is up over 100%.
We're deeply proud of them, and they deserve better than you.
Time of the gentleman has expired. The gentleman from Tennessee is recognized for 5 minutes.
Okay, no matter what the context, I was a little heated right there at the end. They're both getting their zingers in. Witchy, I have a comment from her up here. Oh my gosh, you guys, when I pin it, it's so small I can't see it. Let me make this bigger. There we go. When she worked in law enforcement, one of her jobs was to audit all the searches, and everyone was looking up their relatives and their exes and coworkers. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Does not surprise me. I think that happens probably in every industry, right? I see a few more people that have joined us. Hi, Fizzy Cake. September Virgo. Hello. Good to see you. What other comments have you guys got in here about this? Someone said, yeah, if they're hiding it, you can bet it's illegal. Certainly needs to be a reason. All right, this is going to transition into the Idaho case.
I'm going to talk a little bit about this idea that there's some issue with who did the work in reference to Google. They claim that the CSLI work alleges co-worker around the Keene Road residence. And this same claim is in Exhibit A signed by Detective Blaker.
Give me just a minute, Your Honor.
Sure.
Thank you, Detective Mallory. I don't have the other questions for now, but hold on, the prosecutor might.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor. Thanks, Mr. Thompson.
Okay. Can someone clarify in chat what the CSLI work is? CSLI. And let me get this big. We're going to read what's on the screen here. This is the narrative for Koberger's AT&T data. This was dated May 3rd, 2023. I was assigned the task of examining the call detail records, those are the CDRs, that were obtained from AT&T pursuant to a warrant served by Corporal Brett Payne for the time frame of November 12th, 2022 at midnight is 000 hours through November 14th, 2022 at 0 hours. And that's Pacific Standard Time. These records were requested for the account associated, with Brian's phone. Although the records contained records for voice, data, and SMS usage, so voice data, other data on the phone, and like text messages, in that 48-hour data set, I only located 27 data usage records in the specified time frame. So 27 pieces of information that were either voice, like phone calls, probably voice messages, whatever, and text messages to assist in mapping the location of the cellular towers. Oh, wait, we want to go down here. Between 2 o'clock in the morning and 2:25 in the morning, the phone appears to be traveling within or near the city of Pullman, Washington. Okay. At 2:42 hours, the phone connects to a tower near Northeast Skyview Drive on the Washington State University campus. At 2:47 hours, the phone connected to a tower on Observation Drive on the Washington State University campus. And then I believe that got changed to 2:54, didn't it? And then between 2:47 and 4:48 hours, what does this say in continuing? I found an approximately 2-hour period with no interactions between the phone and the network, right? So this is the whole big debate, you guys. The prosecution's experts say the phone is off between that time. But I looked up, the reasons, verified reasons for why a phone is not connecting to a network. And that's not the only reason. It could be in airplane mode. It could be in a Faraday bag, or it could be out of distance to a tower. It could be in a dead zone. And I think that's what the defense was claiming.
Ms. James. Okay, Ms. James.
The phone connects to a tower located near Paradise Ridge, south of Moscow, Idaho, at 4:48 hours. So the prosecution is owning that the car or the phone, assuming to be in the car, is south of Moscow at 4:48, but claiming it's over in Idaho during those other times.
Mallory, I want to go back and talk a little bit about this CastViz. Can you explain to me generally what is CastViz?
It's just a software that is useful in creating visualizations of the call detail records.
Okay. So how is it useful? What does it show?
It shows
Okay, let me clarify. Lucy made this video about 5 months ago, not 5 minutes ago. This video is about 5 months old. So if there is new, updated information, right? When we know more, we do better. When we know better, we do better. So this is from about 5 months ago, I believe. So if there's like a new tower named or something like that, I got to look in the chat. So we can clarify that. You can't turn off location either, or your phone. As long as it has power, they can remote turn it on. Not sure about if it would still, I think that's the big question, is if it would still try to connect to a tower if it's off. Oh, that I mentioned in the docs. Okay, thanks, William. Thanks for clarifying. You know, it's important. No one wants to put out, wrong information, misinformation, and sometimes our information changes because we get more information. His phone went off tower in Pullman. We don't know those ranges accurately because, yeah, the drive test times. Still relevant today. Okay, looks like we're good.
the location.
Oh, wait a minute. This is a new one. Okay. At 2:42 hours, I read that from my training and experience. Is this? Yes. So this is Maori. Carlos and I just watched his testimony again the other day because we were, discussing this. And he did say, I don't know, I don't recall, I can't remember, for information for actions that he had done the day before the hearing. I always want to point that out because, that's, I find that hard to believe. Okay, this says, I contacted AT&T Global Legal Demand Center and confirmed devices on the AT&T network connect at least every 60 minutes if no user connectivity is initiated. So if you're not texting and you're not doing a phone call and you're not on the internet, if you're not doing anything with your phone will still reach out to connect to these towers, is how I am reading that, right? And so that's the argument, is that the law enforcement and prosecution is saying we can only go through the Global Legal Demand Center. That's what this is all about. And Ann Taylor's saying, no, there's another way.
And the direction of the cell towers and their sector antennas.
Okay. Now, what version of CastViz do you have?
Currently, I think I have 33 on my laptop. It's prompted me to update to 38. But at the time, I believe I had 30 installed.
Well, this is inaccurate. The officer signing the affidavit did not claim to do the.
All right, wait a minute. We got to read this. Sorry. I was
Can
reading.
you explain?
Okay. I was assigned the task of examining the call detail records. Wait, did I read this already? I did. Sorry. Continue.
To me, generally, what is CastViz?
It's just a software that is useful in creating visualizations of the call detail records.
Okay. So how is it useful? What does it show?
It shows the location and the direction of the cell towers and their sector antennas.
Okay. Now, what version of CastViz do you have?
Currently, I think I have 33 on my laptop. It's prompted me to update to 38. But at the time, I believe I had 30 installed.
So I see Miss Potts commenting on the 33 to 38. I don't know if I heard that all the way. He was saying that's something with the cast viz. Was he talking about the number of files or a version? It sounded like a version. 33 to 38, I want to try to catch everything, all the points that she's making in here. All right, while I have this pause, hello to Beach Babe. Hey, Miss Potts, thanks for catching the little details that I'm missing. It says he had to upgrade to the version. Okay. Just because they'll probably use those as reasons for something. I see at the dock. Hello to you. And I know you guys, Annie Ruler, hey, from Vegas. Good luck. Not sure if you're visiting or if that's where you're from. All right.
Well, this is inaccurate. The officer signing the affidavit did not claim to do the cast work.
So walk me through. You start up the software program,
Yes.
and then what do you do?
Drag the text file from the CDRs into the system.
All right, I'll rewind him telling what he did, but she's having him walk through what he actually did. So this says CastViz working files dated May 23rd, 2024. Previously, the Latah County Prosecutor's Office requested any CastViz session logs pertaining to the phone number. I'm sure it's Coburger's. I did not locate nor remember any session logs, creating any session logs pertaining to the screenshots I created previously using CastViz version 30. So there it is. He used CastViz. That's what it says in this doc, version 30 as described in my previous report. Okay. And so remember, he was saying he went into the CastViz, he created work, and then he just screenshotted it and then saved the screenshots. While preparing for the motion to comply hearing set for May 23rd, 24, I found the following files. They appear to be 2 zip files containing what appear to be CastViz session files. This is what Carlos and I were talking about. One's called 48 hours. And one's called Coburger Full Records. I also located the following files with the session data files. And then there's the locked bar near the crime scene. That's a CSV file. Working CDRs. That's an Excel file. And then an export, which is a KMZ. I'm not familiar with that. I located emails from FBI Special Agent Nick Balance providing me with the files above. And I believe there were some questions about those emails, right? Wanting to get all those emails. I'm trying to open these session files in CastViz to verify them. I received an error message in reviewing the metadata. It showed the version of CastViz used to create them was 28. Okay, you guys, now I'm getting it. So if he's trying to open it, is he saying I'm trying to open it with version 30 and it's created with version 28? I don't know. Does that happen? Like, I know when I update software and it goes to a newer version, I can still open older versions with the new, anything made in the older version. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Is that a legit thing? So he's explaining the error message. That's why there was an error message. In examining the drawings, the JSON files, I found reference to King Road. That's interesting. In examining the drawings, JSON files, I found reference to, I'm assuming it's 1122 King Road and blank, blank, Pullman, Washington. Out of the abundance of caution, I placed these files in a folder named CastViz. I then located the folder in which the data I used for the CastViz session. And then I can't read the rest of it, but I'm coming back over to chat to see what you guys are saying. William Tardy, that would be interesting if you can get a download of Cast. Hey, Dago. Good to see you. Good to see you. Any comments in here about that reason for the 20? Okay. So did he use version 28, 30, or 38? So to me, Miss Potts, it was saying the FBI said they used 28 and Mallory's saying I used version 30. So to me, he's giving a reason why. I went in to open the full file, the one titled full file, and I got an error message. And the reason he got an error message is because it was created with 28 and I was trying to open it with 30. Any computer tech gurus out there, does that seem reasonable, logical? He couldn't get that one to open though. All right, going on.
Yes, the files and then produces a display of that data.
Okay. And is that what you did on the 19th?
Yes.
The officer signing the affidavit did not claim to do the cast work.
And then what did you do with that visual that was displayed?
The visuals, I created screenshots, created the screen capture of the video. CastViz also allows a timeline frame view that you can record. It's prompted me to update
Listen to what she says here, you guys. Listen to this.
38. But at the time, I believe I had 30 installed.
Well, this is inaccurate. The officer signing the affidavit did not claim to do the cast work.
So
The officers signing the affidavit did not claim to do the cast work. But they're having a hearing, and Ann Taylor's questioning Maury about the cast work, right? This says CastViz working files, May 23rd, 2024. Previously, the Latah County Prosecutor's Office requested any CastViz session logs pertaining to the phone number. I'm sure it's 8458. I did not locate nor remember creating any session logs pertaining to the screenshots I created previously using CastViz version 30 as described in my previous report. I did not locate nor remember creating any session. Oh, so he didn't create this. He said he didn't create the session logs. Okay. While preparing for the motion to comply hearing set for May 23rd, 2024, I found the following files. They appear to be two. Oh, I already read this. Okay. All right.
walk me through. You start up the software program,
Yes.
and then what do you do?
Drag the text file from the CDRs into the system. It ingests the files and then produces a display of that data.
Okay. And is that what you did on the 19th?
Yes.
The officer signing the affidavit did not claim to do the cast work.
And then what did you do with that visual that was displayed?
The visuals, I created screenshots, created the screen capture of the video. CastViz also allows a timeline frame view that you can record separately with Windows Code and software. I can save those.
Other than uploading the CDRs.
The officer signing the affidavit did not claim to do the cast work.
Other than uploading the CDRs.
Did you mean AT&T?
Yes. They didn't claim to have gotten those records and put them in to their program to determine the approximate locations of the phone.
Other than uploading the CDRs, did you change any of the settings on CastViz?
The only thing that I would have done was gone in and changed made sure that the time was correct because
Okay, so did you change anything? I was assigned the task of examining the call detail records that were obtained from AT&T pursuant to a warrant served by Corporal Brett Payne. So if Payne served the warrant and then Mowry's the one getting into the CastViz files, her standing up and saying the person signing the warrant isn't the one that did the work, does that jive? Is that how they're trying to explain that? The warrant was for the time frame of November 12th. We read that. Okay. Let's just read the red part on the screen. Made sure the time is correct. What he really means is he adjusted UTC latitude and longitude. All right. We'll keep our eyes out for that.
coming in at the GC, coordinated time. I want to make sure that those were representative of the local time.
All right, so you just changed it to Pacific.
Correct.
Any other changes?
No.
That was done by Special Agent Balance. And the affidavit makes that clear. And defendant ignores the entire paragraph within Exhibit A that makes that clear. Quote, I consulted with an FBI special agent that's a certified member of CAST. This paragraph goes on to explain what CAST is, what CAST does, the experience that's involved, SA Balance's own experience. And then the law enforcement officer then states, from information provided by CAST, I was able to determine estimated locations for the 8458 phone.
So you were talking about how.
So Lucy's got a couple comments in here, and this was her video. So I want to make sure that I'm not missing any of her key points. So she says there are 2 times that the CastViz was done. And there was one before that. That uploading, there we go. If you're uploading CDR data to the CastViz program, that is doing the work. Did Mowry say he uploaded the CDR files? Because when Carlos and I listened to that hearing the other day, I thought, so correct me, I thought he said he just went into the program and opened the files. Like someone else had already put the stuff in there. Am I not understanding that correctly? The PCA is Balance. The grand jury exhibit is Mowry. Seems like a big point. Yeah, Miss Potts, it's convoluted, right? It's everything's convoluted. Complex, I should say. I think they make it that way on purpose. Keep going.
It does not automatically save.
It does not.
Okay. And you chose not to save.
No, and in the exhibit that was provided, the actual text says that if you need to save a session file.
Okay. And can you tell me, why didn't you save these settings?
I was creating the visualization exhibits. That's what I was doing with that.
Any reason to save the settings?
No.
Could this be recreated or redone in the same fashion?
Yes, I can, again, open the software and drag the CDRs back in.
Okay. So now remember, we always look at, both sides of everything over here. And yes, why didn't you just save your work? Why didn't you save your work? You went into this program, you did some things, you produced a product, and then you got out of there, and then you're presenting your product to a grand jury. And he's saying, well, anyone could go in there and recreate it. You can go in and do what I did and get the same results. Okay. But I also think, and maybe this is coming up, I can't remember, that Ann Taylor is asking, okay, if we should be able to go in and do that, we need access to that. Did she get access to those files to be able to go in there and do that? So this says sell service warrants in order. So November 16th, 2022, at 2122 AT&T tower dump a half mile. 2124 inland cellular tower dump within half a mile. 2126 T-Mobile 2 phones. August 1st, 2022 to present. 2127 T-Mobile tower dump within a half a mile. And 2128 Verizon 3 phones. August 22nd to present. And 2130 Verizon tower dump within a half a mile. So these are in their warrant on November 16th. They got all these tower dumps. And they're saying they were all like CDRs, right? And pings. But it looks like, if I'm remembering right, the T-Mobile and the Verizon, they go back to August 22nd. I thought there was an AT&T one that went back for just specific people, right? So 2 phones for T-Mobile and 3 phones for Verizon that they were going back to August 22nd.
Very short time is generated.
And it would give you the same information.
Yes.
Is that why you didn't save it?
Yes.
That's not claiming to have done the CSLI work, but instead is just a reflection. The work was done by balance. Investigators reviewed that and then made some determinations of the approximate locations for that 8458 phone.
I want to switch over to the other session files that you found.
Okay, this is what I was just talking about. I knew she would answer it. AT&T, Inland Cellular, T-Mobile, and Verizon tower dumps were obtained simultaneously with the search warrants for the following phones. These warrants requested data from August 22nd to the present date and time. That was AT&T was Maddie and Xana. And that's the big debate because Brian has an AT&T phone, right? And they're saying they can't get his data outside of 7 days, but we went and got Maddie and Xana's back to August 22nd. Now, is it the type of data? Is that what they're saying? We didn't get the timing advance data for Maddie and Xana. We just got a tower dump. Is that different? The T-Mobile was for Kaylee and Dylan, and Verizon was Ethan, Bethany, and Jack Decor.
Were those session files created by you?
No.
Okay. And did you ever use those?
No.
And have you now turned those over, provided those?
Yes.
All right, I got to hear that again.
Back in a very short time it is generated.
And it would give you the same information?
Yes.
Is that why you didn't save it?
Yes.
That's not claiming to have done the CSLI work, but instead is just a reflection. The work was done by balance. Investigators reviewed that and then made some determinations of the approximate locations for that 8458 phone.
I want to switch over to the other session files that you found. Were those session files created by you?
No.
Okay. And did you ever use those?
No.
And have you now turned those over, provided those?
Yes.
The work was done by balance. Investigators reviewed that and then made some determinations of the approximate locations for that 8458 phone.
So Balance did the work. They're saying we just looked at it and then we used that to make approximate locations. That's what I heard her say. So on this screen, we have T-Mobile phone records for Kaylee Gonsalves, DM. We have Verizon phone records for Ethan Chapin, Bethany, and Jack D. We have AT&T phone records for Brian Koberger, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle. Okay.
Let's talk about that time frame then and what you did. Did you actually use a CastBiz program at that time to create something?
Yes.
I'm gonna talk a little bit about this idea that there's some issue with who did the work.
With the CastBiz program, what's the first thing that you did?
Once the program is open, you can drag and drop the CDR records into the program.
CDR means call detail records.
Right.
Did you do just 48-hour records or did you do full records in April of 2023?
I only did 48 hours.
Okay. Let me see what this is. Is this
Drag and drop the CDR records into the program.
CDR means call detail records.
Right.
Did you do just 48-hour records or did you do full records in April of 2023?
I only did 48 hours.
Okay, so he just said I put CDR records into the program, but didn't we just hear Ashley Jennings say that only Balance did that? And I don't know the significance of that, but oh my goodness, I've got this blown up on my end. I don't know if I can read this and I want to read it. I think I have it on my phone. Let me see, you guys. Let me see. I want to read this information. Let me find it. I tried to screenshot all this stuff. Is that the one? No. Let me find the picture that matches. This one, no. What else can I do? I'm looking. Hold on. Oh, wait. I have more. I'm almost there. I think I found it. Here we go. If I can see it. Oh, no, it's still blurry. That didn't help. That did not help. I hope I don't screw up my screen. I'm trying one more thing. Oh, that's probably messing up StreamYard. What can I do? How can I make this bigger? to read it. The link in Discord if you wanted to come up. You don't have to, but you're always invited. How do I make this bigger? Think. What document is this? This is document 27 or 21. I will find this. I'll pull it up myself. All right, I'm going to play the video and then I'm going to try to pull that up myself.
They didn't claim to have gotten those records and put them in to their program to determine the approximate locations of the phone.
How many times did you use the CastViz program in relation to Brian Koberger's call detail records?
I don't know.
More than once?
I recall doing it for the grand jury because I wasn't the main lead in the call detail records investigation.
I don't understand what that means.
All right, this is AT&T Attention Global Legal Demand Center. Oh, so this must be what they sent to them. MPD case number, any peace officer. Something's redacted. Detective Lawrence Mowry. Okay, I've got the other one, so let me go back to that. He's saying, so Ashley Jennings is up there speaking to the court saying, we didn't do any of the work. Is that what I'm hearing? We didn't do any of the work, but then Ann Taylor's questioning him and he's saying what work he did. Let me check what Lucy's comments are. That's why it's a brilliant legal strategy to keep the focus on the CAS data, knowing that there is no downside with the phone off during the crime. Hey, Senor. Good to see you this morning. Oh, there he is. Hi, Dago.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm like rattled with all this information, and I thought I'd be able to read it, everything, having it blown up full size on my.
I said in the chat, I don't know if you saw it or not. Did you try to download the document itself to your system and then maybe you can blow it up after the fact?
Yeah, so that's what I looked at. So I do have that document. Yes, good idea. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. I'm doing good.
You have any thoughts so far on this stuff?
I've only been here for a few minutes. I didn't even realize. I don't know why I don't get notifications for you, for Annie. There's a few other ones, and I'm subscribed to everybody, and I don't get these notifications. It irritates me because I miss so many of these things.
No worries. I actually, because I told you I wasn't seeing you read either when I knew you were going live, and I would so I did unsubscribe and resubscribe to see if, so I'll check today and see if that helped or not.
I hope there's a few people that were that have been being unsubscribed too. So, and I know I check it all. No, I'm subscribed for all on everything of yours too. So I don't know. YouTube does weird things. So anyway.
Yep.
I don't mean to set you sideways on what you're doing here.
No, you're good. You're good. I am going to pull up that doc though, because I like to read.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole purpose of this. I want to read the information. And if this is the right one. So this is Moscow Police Department report 21. And it is Maori. And I can make this nice and big.
There you go.
Is it showing up over there? Yep. All
Yeah.
right. So
That's
let's see what this
same
says.
way I do it too. That way you guys can see them when I'm reading them.
Yeah. On November 16th, that's what was in Lucy's video, that's when he applied for the grant, for the warrant. AT&T. There's GPS coordinates on here in the half a mile, from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. All right. So that was for AT&T, 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. tower dump. Oh, that's for, wait a minute. Why does it say North Palm Beach, Florida? Is that?
That's probably their
Oh, the location of the AT&T office
the
or something?
AT&T, headquarters office.
Okay. Okay, so they asked for, look at that, you guys, timing advance.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Screenshot that, Carlos. I have to give him a hard time. He'll come back with
Poor Carlos. He always has
reasonable.
He's
Yeah.
always got to come back. Yes, he's a smart guy.
Okay, guys, they're asking for timing advance, real-time tool, location database of record. That's the locked bar, if I'm saying that correctly. Location information, listed dates, times, and geographical boundaries from GPS points. And that's what you use to help with mapping, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So they wanted that from, well, I know they went back. I thought they went back to August. Oh, for the two girls. So for the three of them, they just wanted 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. Then they got the call detail records for 3 phones. Those are just the call detail records. They did the same thing for Verizon. Let me see what
Holy snookers, Meg. Good Lord.
What happened?
She just gave you 10 new memberships, Miss Kim.
Megastar.
She's a sweetheart, isn't she? She
I
did
love
that
her.
yesterday too. She's so sweet. Truly, she is. She's an awesome person all the way around.
I do have it pulled up this time. Oh, wait a minute. I did. Did it go away? No, there it is.
I can read them for you if you don't see them.
Thank you, Meg, so much. And also, it looks like Bootsy also became a member. Welcome in. Meg gave these 10 memberships to, they are showing up on here. RJ Anderson, In Stitches, Christina, Nomadic Duckman, CLK.
I think it's Sicker, CIKR, I think.
Thank you.
Yes,
Sicker, Colleen, Crime and Chaos, and Answer 4242. Did I read that one right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Big, 4242. And then Big Red Faye.
Big Red Faye. I'm familiar with that name. And Suzanne
Silberstein.
Okay. Welcome to the Typically Unique members, you guys.
Very awesome.
That's awesome.
Yes. She's
Love you, Meg. Thank you so much.
Truly a sweetheart. Very, very, very sweet.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm not going to continue reading that document. It's there, everything they asked for. So let's continue on.
Yes, ma'am. Great. RJ, Human Resources gave me a pay raise. You were muted, Meg or Kim. Is it me or is it you?
I'm muted.
Oh, there
it's
you
not
are.
showing. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm getting it. Leslie and Billy, thank you so much. I'm gonna put some fireworks up there.
Holy shnikes.
Yeah, I was sharing that document instead of the video.
Now you're starting to take after me now. Come on.
Durr. Oh no, this is exactly the way I was when I taught.
I do these goopy things all the time. I'm muted all the time. You know that. Constantly talking to you guys muted.
Oh yeah, the mute thing. Yeah.
Leslie gifted herself. How do you do that? Brian does that in my channel all the time where he gifts off. He'll give a gift and he's gotten like 4 memberships from me.
Well, because you don't get to pick.
Right, but they always gift to him. It's weird. I've never seen
That's funny. That's funny.
Definitely weird. Very
welcome members. Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate that. I'm so glad to be building our community over here. I maybe I need to give a warning. Everybody said I scare them and wake them up when I play the fireworks.
That's better than what I do. I need to get a video like that or something for that.
Oh, Jurgens 757. Thank you for putting a comment in the chat. If you're usually a watcher, you are welcome here, and the community is wonderful. Everybody in the chat will be welcoming and respond to you. So good to have you. Young Black Economist. Hello. Nikki. Mama. What is that? Mama's Thinking. Am I reading that right?
I think so, yeah.
Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, let's go. These docs that are on the screen in this video are what I was trying
How many
to do.
times did you use the Cast Biz program in relation to Brian Koberger's call detail records?
I don't know.
More than once?
I recall doing it for the grand jury because I wasn't the main lead in the call detail records investigation.
I don't understand what that means.
I wasn't the main person looking at those call detail records.
You weren't the main person with the call detail records, but you put them in the Cast Biz program anyway?
For the grand jury, I was requested.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you rely on in producing those? Producing whatever you produced for the grand jury?
What did I produce? As far as the AT&T records?
That statement is a big deal.
The one that's on the screen?
When she just said, that's a big deal.
Yes. I was looking at the car videos.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I'm going to get into next week, is actually looking at the videos.
Yeah.
To me, the car, and you've probably seen these too. So what's your thoughts on that comment? That's not the
100%.
car.
No, not at all. That she says he's not the white sedan at the corner at 244 when the state draws the blue line, pointing as if he's going to Moscow. That's absolutely under false pretenses that they put that out there. Absolute false narrative, 100%. She said that before in my chat, and absolutely, that's a big deal to me because they're pointing out, we already know that the issues with the fog lights. Okay, that proves the car, in my opinion, that's just one thing that proves the car is not the car. And then there's that. I want to know who that car belongs to, because that's not Brian Koberger.
Exactly.
That is not Brian Koberger. I want to know what car and who's in that car, truly, because if that's a car that has anything to do with this, that's a person that needs to be known. Or they're just using a car and trying to say it's his. It doesn't matter who the person is, one of the two, but it's a big deal to me. And Lucy finds these things constantly and points them out because it is a big deal. I'm just saying.
Yep. When I looked at it, and I'm starting to see a couple instances now where I think people have thought all along there's more than one white car, right?
Oh, there
But
is.
now I feel like now that the videos are coming out, we're able to see where and when there are different cars ever
Yeah.
since like the fog lights got pointed out. And hey, I said it right. I said fog lights instead of floodlights.
Whatever you want, they'll be.
So when I was looking at the Nevada Street Stadium Way where he's coming out and they say he's leaving, the first car leaving to me looked like, I think I'm saying this right, had floodlights but no front license plate. Then the car coming home, the one they're saying he's coming back, looks like his car. No floodlight or fog lights, no fog lights, and no front license plate.
Right.
Did she just do it again?
She did. I told you she's awesome.
Meg, oh, I love you. That's very generous. Very generous. Thank you so much.
You got all sorts of them in here now. Let me see. I can look them up for you real fast.
I was toying around with like, what are we going to call our members?
I was going to ask you that. Everybody has a name for them.
I know. I'm not loving anything that I've been trying to brainstorm, so I'm thinking I want it to come organically because nothing's coming to the top of my head. But maybe the members will come up with it for themselves.
The unique peeps.
The unique peeps. I love it. I love it. Yeah. See, we'll do some brainstorming.
There you go.
Let me see if I can.
She said she did it just to buy friends. You don't have to buy friends. Everybody loves you. Everybody loves Meg.
Let's see.
Looks like, here, I'll get them for you if you want.
Truth Seeker, Jessie Lynn, Murky Piglet. She's in here a lot.
Murky's pretty awesome too.
Rich Eller Fiscus.
Rochelle Fiscus. Rochelle. Yeah.
Thank you. What's that one?
Lore 41.
Okay, Lore.
Maury Proberger.
JJ, Jamie C. Lori Jean. Gary Kara Faver. Oh, my eyes are so bad. I'm going to the eye doctor in January or February, you guys.
Mine are too. Don't feel bad. Gary Kara Faber 9216, I think it is. Yeah. And Jane Kendall too.
Thank you. Jane Kendall. Yes, I know that name. And Leslie.
Jessie Lynn.
Thank you, Meg. You're so sweet.
And I don't know if you saw them, but the ones that Leslie dropped was Chris Tatt, Jeremy Pearson, of course, Leslie, and Gilly XO.
Oh, Gilly, great. And Jeremy Pearson. Hello.
And Grandma Sleuth.
Grandma Sleuth. I love that name.
Yes. We got 25 new members in like 5 seconds. That's pretty awesome.
That's awesome. We're going to have to do something special for that. I can't wait to tell Carlos. We'll all get together and do something.
There you go.
I want to know what you relied on to do that, to produce something for the grand jury.
I don't understand the question.
Okay. You weren't the main guy with the call detail records or with the cast viz programming. Did I understand that much right?
There was another investigator that was doing it.
Okay. But you end up involved in it somehow in April of 2023, is that right?
That's why I was asked to examine the data to provide that for the grand jury.
Okay. Was that all of your instruction?
What do you mean by that?
Well, you're asked by somebody else who's actually doing this part of the investigation in the case to produce something for the grand jury to use. And I'm curious about what you relied on, to get to that point. I want to know all the records you relied on, all of the emails, all of the conversations you relied on to produce this thing that you're not the expert for.
So I wrote the affidavit for the AT&T records, received the AT&T records. Those records were also given to another investigator, who was the main investigator doing the CPR records. Prosecution then asked me to provide or create some type of visualization of the call detail records and examine the call detail records for the 4 hours in question.
That was done by Special Agent Balance.
Just to be really sure, when you talked about writing.
All right. So she said that was done by Balance. So they're going back and forth about who did the work, and why do you think Ann Taylor's beating that point into the ground? Who did the work? Do you guys see it in chat? To me, it's because if the FBI is doing the work and not MPD, then she knows FBI, like at the beginning of this video, they have other ways, the other way to get the information, right? Do you guys agree with my interpretation of that, of the point she's trying to make? And Leslie dropped one more membership, and I did not see who got that. So if you got that extra membership, please thank Leslie. If you got one from Meg, please thank Meg. Maybe it was Jeremy Pearson, not sure. Welcome to our unique peeps. I love that. And I saw a comment. Lucy posted something about something Cy has done recently. Where'd that go? Right here? Something Cy has done recently. I can't click on that in chat, but maybe Dago's looking at that. Yeah, I agree with you. The FBI knows the precise location. I have no idea what that means for BK, but they do. Right. Ashley Backdoors was getting upset that she could not bash Brian. Backdoor Ashley, is that what we're going to call her? Backdoor Ashley? How to Avoid the Plea by Cy Ray. Right. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
The 2 warrants for AT&T. We're talking about 2 warrants that relate to Brian Koberger. There were a lot of other warrants. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
I just want to be really clear on that.
Okay, back to
Chair now recognizes
Congress.
himself for an opening statement. 8 days ago, on July 4th, in the Western District of Louisiana, the court found that the federal government suppressed Americans' First Amendment free speech rights. In his conclusion on page 154, the court said this, the judge said this: plaintiffs are likely to succeed on the merits in establishing that the government has used its power to silence the opposition. Opposition to COVID-19 vaccines, opposition to COVID-19 masking and lockdowns, opposition to the lab leak theory of COVID-19, opposition to the validity of the 2020 election, opposition to President Biden's policies, statements that the Hunter Biden laptop was true, and opposition to policies of the government officials in power. All were suppressed. It is quite telling that each example or category of suppressed speech was conservative in nature. The court further writes, the United States government seems to have assumed a role similar to an Orwellian ministry of truth.
It's hard to see, isn't it? What I want to know is what you relied on to get that first one that talks about WSU and the cameras of WSU. So where'd you get that?
Yes, ma'am. So Special Agent Rob Hildy with the FBI was also co-located with us. He was tasked with analyzing that video from WSU and the surrounding area. So it was a conversation between he and I, pointing out areas of locations where the car was likely seen on surveillance footage. And that's what I relied upon to create that map.
So you created that map how?
Through PowerPoint, I believe, and memory serves.
You saved your work on that?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's throw the next map. That one would appear to be a trail or a path from south of Moscow back towards Lewiston or back towards Polk. Is that?
Are you there, Diego? You guys, I mean, just listening to this stuff over and over and over and over again, what it is seeming like to me is that the Moss, and now remember, these are just thoughts and opinions and not stating anything as facts. You know, for my disclaimer over here, but it just looks like the MPD officers were able to go in and see the precise data, but not claim it, and then go over. Now they know the locations. So when they're producing their work, to me, they're making it seem like we only use the videos, the video location where we caught the car on camera to produce our map, because they don't want to give up the fact that they had the AT&T timing advanced data. I mean, does that make sense to you, Dago? What do you think?
Yeah. Yes, that's I guess to say it, that's how I would see it too.
You know, and then you think, why? Well, because if they own the fact that they have the AT&T timing advanced data, they got to share it with the defense, and the defense is gonna possibly see other data on there, contradictory data on there.
Yeah.
Brian's in other places. That's not his location.
He's definitely not where they're saying he was.
Yeah. I mean, what's the I'll ask Carlos for sure, but what's the contradiction to that? Why are they hiding it?
Truly, I mean, I can't imagine a contradiction to that, because the data doesn't lie. Okay. It can't. So you have to base it off what it says. And again, I think a few comments back, Lucy had stated where he was and how they proved it. So, I mean, it is what it is at that point. You can't go around that.
Right. Right. I think step one is proving that they had access to that AT&T timing data, and that's what she's doing in this video, right?
Yes.
You have to prove that first.
This is me. And again, I don't expect everybody to feel the same way I do. I always say this, but it's a fact. I believe truly and honestly that Ashley Jennings has that data in that hearing, that she knows she has it. That whole thing, I believe she has it. I believe she knew she had it, and they've had it the whole time. How to prove that? I don't know. Cy would be the one to prove it, but you know, with his information. But I truly believe that they had it the whole time.
And to me, it looks like it's probably in that, they call it the full file, the one that had the error message.
Right.
It's probably in there, in my opinion. Like, I think it's like hiding in plain sight almost. That's just my speculation.
That would make sense. Yes, that would make perfect sense. What I'd like to see is documentation from Boyd Jackson.
Yes. Yes.
I would like to see documentation statements from Boyd Jackson.
That was unfortunate, and I think that was a lowball play by the prosecution, because they provided their affidavit from the Global Demand Center. Global Legal Demand Center. They got their affidavit in the day before the hearing, and Cy mentions that Jackson, but they should have actually had something from. They should have had something.
I don't understand how, and I probably just don't know. but I don't understand why the defense didn't force that. Lucy said the day prior to Hitler saying this conspiracy about Cy, the defense filed the exhibit to Cy Ray's affidavit, and it's the state's own Matty Mogan, Xana Kernodle, AT&T timing advance going back to, yeah, and it shows those two lines that we showed yesterday that I pulled that grid up that she gave us the link to, where it shows Matty and that they had Matty and Xana's data. So if they have theirs, then they can have anybody's. Twice
So
in 2
wait,
weeks, Hitler was made aware.
she's saying that so I was talking about the prosecution, what they submitted the day prior. She's saying the defense filed the exhibit.
Oh yeah, the prosecution.
It's the state's own MMA timing advance going back to. Oh, so what? They didn't bring that. So if they filed it the day before, did they talk about? Maybe that's coming up in the video. Maybe that's coming up in the video.
Right.
And then I did have RJ Anderson's comment up there. He said the last 11 pages of the defense's exhibits. Okay. Sounds like they're talking about I got to write that down.
Yeah. It said that Hitler, twice in 2 weeks, that Hitler was made aware of that situation too. So, I mean, during the discovery, the state gave the defense the victim's AT&T defense, AT&T timing advance. And the list from the defense regarding state's experts pertaining to cast, balance, and TARS says we did the work. State says they didn't have it, and it's exculpatory. Right. Yeah, she said to watch that video. Lucy did.
The one we're watching.
I believe so.
Yeah. We'll keep going. It's good to talk about it.
Yes. No, absolutely.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you get that now?
Same thing. It was just created using open source satellite imagery and I think it was PowerPoint.
Did you create that?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you get the information to draw that trail?
So that was used from the cell phone records referred to me by Special Agent Balance on his interpretation of possible places where someone could have driven between the location that starts there and then back to Poland.
So you did this on some open source mapping, not anything from Nick Balance creating a visual for you?
No, ma'am. I did view a draft report from Special Agent Balance to help me conceptualize this, but it did not look like this map.
Where's that draft report?
It is, best of my knowledge, it's already been provided to the prosecutor's office through the FBI channels.
Is this the lengthy past draft report or is it a different draft report?
Well, it would have to be the draft cash report. That's the only cash report I'm aware of from Special Agent Balance.
Specific to the FBI, the court said this, the FBI's failure.
Okay. Am I unmuted? Okay. So real quick, this is saying I received an email from AT&T informing me the files from AT&T for the requested. So remember what they requested: phone call detail records and tower dump data. I logged into the Global Legal Demand Center portal and downloaded the corresponding files. They asked for a timing advance. They did ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not saying, they didn't name it specifically here. I guess that's the whatever. Okay.
To alert social media companies that the Biden laptop story was real and not Russian disinformation is particularly troubling. The FBI had the laptop in their possession since December 2019 and had warned social media companies repeatedly to look out for, quote, hack and dump operation by the Russians prior to the 2020 election. Even after Facebook specifically asked whether the laptop story was Russian disinformation, the FBI refused to comment, resulting in social media companies' suppression of this story. And as a result, millions of our fellow citizens did not hear the story prior to the November 3rd, 2020 election.
Today is the first one. And was there anything else from AT&T that you saw or relied on to get the second one off the ground?
No, ma'am.
And in the first AT&T search warrant, are you aware that part of the request was for timing advance reports?
Yes, ma'am.
And in fact, that also appears in your second search warrant request, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And not only do you ask for the timing advance reports from AT&T, you ask for them from several other companies, correct? Verizon's version of it, T-Mobile's version of this kind of timing advance report. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. When was the first time you saw AT&T's timing advance report?
I do not recall when I first saw it.
Where is it?
To the best of my knowledge, all that information from those returns has been provided to the prosecutor's office.
If I tell you I don't have a timing advance report or any from the other phone companies, where do I look for them?
I would direct you back to the prosecutor's office. Everything that Moscow PD received, in that realm, we have turned over to my knowledge.
But you know you've seen this report, is that right?
I do not recall if I've seen the timing advance
You
report.
can
I have
tell me
seen
to
what
stop
it
it if
looked
you
like
ever want me to.
know if I've seen it.
Do you know what it is?
Say
Not
again.
particularly. I'm no expert.
Okay. You wrote the search warrant, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, how did you get the language for that if you don't know what this is?
So there's no secret that I rely.
How'd you get the language? It's just funny to watch this again.
Lucy, I threw it in the backstage for you. Lucy threw up a link for the Exhibit 4 in support of the objection to the state's motion in limine. Read the AT&T timing advance records. And it just explains that's the document I guess she's referencing for that. And it should be big enough. Is it big enough? There you go.
What is this called?
The
Exhibit 4 in support of objection to state's motion in limine. Okay. Oh yeah, I did have this pulled. I think I had this pulled up too. Yeah. Anything in there you want to pull out of importance? Oh, this is more from that Steve Gordon.
Steve Gordon, yeah. FBI.
Oh, I haven't seen this.
I don't know why I don't remember this either. I know I covered this, but I don't remember it. Balance Jacobson. Extortion.
Here, right here. Keep it right there. On April 3rd, 2024, Cellular Analysis Survey Team CAS Certified Special Agent Balance received additional certified records from AT&T. These records will be attached to the 1A section of this serial. I wonder what those additional records were.
Probably the stuff that he had not had at that point. That probably closed it out. I mean, I could be wrong because I'm not the one that fully understands this stuff. You guys know that, but I do the best I can. If we didn't have Lucy and Annie and people like that to explain this, I'd be lost on this stuff completely. But April 3rd of 24 additional. I mean, that's got, in my opinion, that would give. You cannot get TARs in 2022, according to the state, but the state has TARs for victims in 2022.
So that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
So first the prosecution said, we don't have it because it doesn't exist because you can't get it. And then they said, well, no, we can't get it because it doesn't exist outside of 7 days. Now think about it. They don't know Brian Koberger till, like, they're saying December 19th. So then when they know him, then they're going to request the data from AT&T. And then if the FBI, what we just read, the FBI is going to request the other way.
Yeah.
For the timing advance data. And then they get it in April.
Okay. So she says
let me know in the chat, Lucy.
It is the AT&T timing advance return on the extended search warrants, extending the timing advance to June 23rd of 22, because the original search warrant was only going back to August of 22. So yeah, I mean, if they can,
the original search warrant, is that what you were reading?
Yeah, that's right. And then RJ, you guys are all on point today too with this awesome stuff. The original search warrant was only going to they had to admit that they could get it because they turned over the victims in disguise. Right. So that's the point right there, Kim. If they have the victims timing advance stuff and they're saying, here's this, but then when it comes to Brian's, all of a sudden, oh, we can't get that. That's bullshit. I mean, come on. Sorry for my language.
Especially if they were smart enough, wouldn't they just have gotten the victims within a 7-day period so that they wouldn't get caught? I can just picture Miss Potts going, oopsie.
Yeah, right. 100%. That's exactly what I just heard in my head too.
Oopsie.
The original search warrant is the stuff that you have seen so far in this video. And then she says again, watch the video. So this shows the April 1st to 24 timing advance, 270 kilobytes, 316 kilobytes, 495, 1 megabyte, and then 26 megabytes. So that's the geofence there.
Well, but it was showing the files. That's showing like the files of information. That's interesting.
Those are the zip files. So they have all that right there. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
All right,
I can hear Amy doing the oopsie thing myself. That's hilarious. Thank you both, Lucy and Annie. You guys are awesome.
Sorry.
What happened?
I pressed play. I'm sorry.
Oh, oops. Yeah. You have to pull their thing back up. Sorry.
You were talking about Annie.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Local and state and law enforcement could never obtain any timing advance at all without the feds in 22, not until 23. Gotcha.
Was that a comment or is that still more in that? I thought that document was done.
Yeah, it's done. Lucy just said that. I'm just following what her and Annie are saying.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, because they go back and forth. Yeah.
They claimed AT&T only provided TARs to certain federal agencies in 22. Yet somehow the state has the TARs for the victims in 22, and it sounds like the FBI got them and produced them to state, not AT&T. Good point as well.
Well, that's the whole. That's what I'm seeing too. Like that's the
argument
theory out there. That's the argument, right? So now it's like this video, can we listen to what they said in court, look at what's written in the court documents, whatever else, and see if we can really and if they have that for the victims going back to August, I mean, I think that's the proof right there.
Yeah, and then the other good point too, and I said this once before a long time ago too, when we were talking about this same stuff. The whole 7-day thing doesn't matter. If the feds are involved, they can do whatever the hell they want. Period. And like Lucy said, as of June of 23, local state agencies could obtain timing advance, but only up to 7 days. Just because the state and local have 7 days, that does not mean that the feds do, which is what I was saying. They kind of can do what they want. So the 7 days doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. And
yes.
Then, yeah.
But not everybody believes that. Like
well, no,
that they can do whatever they want. But that's why I appreciate Lucy getting an FBI agent, the person in charge of the FBI, on the stand swearing under oath.
Yes. As soon as she lets him out of her basement, which I heard she did, but it changes nothing for the FBI. Again, it's still and that's the one thing that pissed me off about Hitler was that's all he wants to talk about is, well, he just completely ignored the 7 days, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just it's ridiculous. That's why I believe she has them. Truly, I believe she has them and has had them the whole time.
Now, Lucy, this comment right here, when they, I just looked this up, when they started giving access to timing advance, I thought, or maybe I'm misunderstanding it. In June of 2023, they started saving it for 13 months. So I don't know. It makes it look like you're saying the 7-day came from June 2023. I don't know. That's interesting. I have to look into that.
And again, the basis is the FBI has no 7-day retention period. It doesn't matter.
Right. Right. All right.
That's
I'm going
why.
to continue on.
I'm sorry.
No, finish your thought and then I'll continue.
I was just gonna say that's why I want to see an affidavit or Jesus, come on, Dago. I can't think right now. A testimony
Report or an
from
exhibit or
Boyd
something.
Jackson. Yeah, testimony from Boyd Jackson. I want to see that bad, really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be out there somewhere. They would have to. Somebody would have to have talked to him. That's what I want to see. There's your
Maybe that will be released. Maybe that's what's going to be released in those types of documents if they get to. They ever
that
release
could be
them.
what has drugged their feet on it, maybe.
Exactly.
Because that makes Hitler look like a fool. A complete fool.
All. Yeah.
I'm done. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good because I think that that perjury word might I don't know.
I don't see. Lucy just said, and that's probably why we may not then, because if he's Secret Service, he's not going to say nothing. At least I don't think so. How would that work though? He would still, if he's subpoenaed, he'd still have to testify, I would, or depose, I would think. That's White House funded, of course.
So Lucy, you're saying 7 days thing was new. It can't be new in June of 23 because they were saying it in May. Oh, was that May 24? The hearing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh boy.
And like Annie just said, all a FedCast agent has to do is contact Boyd Jackson, and bam, the TAR's for years. That's what I thought too. Like, you can go back for forever if they want to.
Are you serious? Look at this comment.
Mm-hmm.
How many times in the past 2 days, Dago, has Secret Service come up in our conversations about this case?
A lot.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
Hey,
all right, well, I'm going to get through a little bit more of this.
Yep. I'll sit here quietly.
You're okay. You can tell me to stop it.
No, I'm good. It's interesting. I still really don't understand how this was not, why this was held down so tightly and held on to so tightly, and they weren't forced into releasing. But go ahead. Sorry.
No, yeah, you're right. Like that's the whole yeah, like
wait a
Lucy said,
minute.
that's the issue. Yeah.
They accessed the 702 FISA database without a warrant. Oh, gotcha.
Right.
During the course of your investigation and work on the case that became the case that we're here for now, did you communicate with Agent Balance by email?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you communicate with other FBI agents by email?
Yes, ma'am.
And did that relate to the investigation of the scene and later the investigation of Brian Koberger?
Certainly, yes, ma'am.
Were those communications that assisted you in preparing affidavits and search warrants to carry out your duties in the case?
I do not recall.
But you recall the emails themselves?
I recall sending emails to FBI agents, yes, but specific stuff.
And receiving them?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are those emails now?
All emails that Moscow PD is aware of have been turned over to the prosecutor's office.
All right, I can have just a minute.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you. I don't have any other questions for now, but I think you have a couple of exhibits on that front end. If you don't need them for us, maybe I'll take them back.
Additionally, the FBI was included in industry meetings, bilateral meetings, received and forwarded alleged misinformation to social media companies, and actually misled companies in regard to the laptop story. When the court says the FBI misled, that's a nice way of saying they lied. They lied, and as a result, important information was kept from we the people days before the most important election we have, election of President of the United States, election of the Commander-in-Chief. In a survey last fall, 4 out of 5 Americans said they believe there's a 2-tiered system of justice in America today. They said that because there is. They said that because of what they've witnessed. Think about what Americans have seen. National School Board Association, left-wing political group, writes the White House and asks them to treat parents at school board meetings as terrorists. And the Garland Justice Department does just that. They put together a memo, set up a dedicated line of threat communication, a snitch line on parents. As a result, parents get investigated by our FBI, get a threat tag associated with their name, 25 of them, because whistleblowers came and told us we're investigated by the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Other investigators tell you you're applying for.
Again, I just want to say that this channel and Lucy's video is not about the politics that was in that comment. I and not endorsing the content of what is in there, but it's the point about what these agencies can and are able to do. That's the point of that. So if you're offended by like who is speaking or, you know, what they were saying or whatever, like just focus on the part about what they have access to and what they can do.
Absolutely.
And is that what you did?
Yes, ma'am.
And is what you relied upon detailed in your probable cause affidavit?
Yes.
Now, talking about the timing advance records, are you aware that AT&T didn't provide timing advance records in December of 2022?
I do not remember.
Are you aware that they did not start providing those records until May of 2023? Objection, Layton. Cross-examination.
It is overall. Go ahead.
I'll re-ask. Are you aware that AT&T did not start providing those records until May of 2023?
Yes.
I don't have anything further.
Thank you. Ms. Taylor?
Thanks. Let's start there. May of 2023. Do you have timing advance records now for May of 2023?
I would have to direct you to Detective Mallory to answer that question.
Okay. Did you write a new warrant for them in May of 2023?
I do not recall.
If you included them in two separate warrants in December of 2022, but they didn't provide them, why would you do that?
With the language that was suggested to me to write the affidavit. So
Language suggested by an FBI agent who's an expert in the field?
yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, so I have to go through things slow and really try to understand them. So I think this is what Lucy was saying earlier, that AT&T said we don't produce timing advance records through our global legal demand center back in November of 2022. I don't know if I'm saying that part correctly. And then they started producing them through their global legal demand system in 2023, but then that's within the 7-day window. Let me know if I interpreted that correctly, or correct me, please.
I believe you're right.
Okay. Because I didn't understand it that way before. So, okay.
Throw that other comment up there that she put up there about them accessing the 702 database.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah, they accessed the 702 database, then covered it up by later seeking the federal grand jury subpoenas, and then later seeking the same data in an extended search warrant. Okay.
Okay. And we don't think those grand jury, were transcripts released for that? Jury? I don't think so.
I don't
those
think,
are supposed to be secret.
No.
I don't like that either. Why do we have that system in our country? I don't like that.
What they want to do.
It's not transparent. It is. I've been a part of it, and it is very secret and very manipulative.
Very little transparency, yes.
Yeah.
And do you know if he saw the timing advance reports?
I do not know.
Americans have seen the FBI's Richmond field office put together a memorandum saying pro-life Catholics are extremists. They've seen 20 FBI agents, SWAT team members, show up at the home of Mark Houck and arrest him in front of his wife and 7 children, even though he had indicated he'd be happy to turn himself in. And what was he arrested for? Him and his 12-year-old son were praying outside an abortion facility. Some guy starts screaming in his son's face, and he did what frankly any dad would do, defended his child.
Now, those first and second AT&T warrants were how many hours from receiving the return on the first one until the second one was given to Judge Marshall at 4:45?
I do not remember.
Not very many hours, though. Would that be fair?
Likely not.
I'm reading what's on the screen. So this says 3958 receiving the return on the first one until the second one was given to the judge. 4003 Marshall at 445. I do not remember. Not very many hours though. Would that be fair? Likely not. I want to talk a little bit more about the video and what's been turned over and what hasn't been turned over to us. And I want to focus a little bit on South US 95. You do recall that south of Moscow on US 95 is the path that you put in your search warrant in affidavit alleging that Brian Kohberger, they spelled his name wrong, left Moscow going to whatever. Okay.
What's interesting is the National School Board Association apologized for the letter, but the Attorney General refuses to rescind his directive. The FBI did rescind, thank goodness, the Richmond Catholic Memorandum, but they refuse to tell Congress who wrote it and who approved it. And Mr. Houck, when he got his day in court, he was acquitted by a jury of his peers.
Do you have a sense as to whether these records matter to us and what we're doing to defend Mr. Kohberger?
Given the timing of these records, from what I can tell in the emails that were produced by Detective Mallory, these records were generated on the 23rd of December. It's when everything started with probable cause statements. If I had to pick a time when the wheels fell off the wagon, that's the date. There are statements and there's
Are you reading something? Or did you freeze? I think you froze. She's frozen, guys. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Typically Dago. I think the basis of this whole thing is that, oh, no problem, Kim. That they could access these records, just not through the GLDC, which in turn tells me they had them. That's how I feel about it. And they blatantly lied because those records prove that Brian wasn't there. Hi, Miss Potts. I'm sorry, you guys have to go from that to this ugly mug here, but
sorry about that.
No worries. I even wore my Cy Ray hat for you today for the Cy Ray conversation.
Say that again.
I said I wore my Cy Ray hat today for the Cy Ray conversation.
Yes, I love that. I gotta get Carlos one of those. Those are cool.
I have a bunch.
What is that, like what do we call those?
I did a golf hat. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kango hat. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Robert. I saw your $2 super chat popping back in to show support. Thank you. So yeah, the video's playing and I'm sitting here and all of a sudden my screen went black, the video left, and it started going with the circle. And I don't know why everything, even my phone, something must have happened with the Wi-Fi because my phone went weird for a second. So,
well, at least you froze with a smile on your face.
No, I could only imagine.
I was talking to you and I'm like, she's not moving. Are you there? Nope, it froze. It's okay.
Oh my goodness.
To us all the time, the joys of being a creator.
I know, crazy. So I love this video and it's an hour and 27 minutes. And I knew this was going to happen because I did it on purpose. I wanted to keep stopping and talking about all of the information, but we're at 26 minutes. So I'm going to go and get to like the half-hour mark.
Good.
And then probably, I'm sorry, Lucy, but I'll come back to it next week because we've already been on here for 2 hours.
You can just pick it up where you left off, right?
And yes, I'm gonna keep going on this because
it's an interesting video.
Oh my gosh, I've gotten so much information out of just this much of it so far. So,
but between this and like Lucy's been dropping bombs left and right over here about this whole thing, and it's finally taken me 3 years to come to any understanding on this whatsoever because this stuff never made sense to me.
Yeah,
we're not supposed to know this stuff. You know what I mean? It's not something we're supposed to know to survive daily. It's not our daily thing. So,
right.
To understand it, I get when people don't understand it. I don't, look down on people that don't understand it because it truly doesn't make sense until you go through it enough times. And poor Lucy, oh my God, she's had to explain this probably 7,000 times and people still don't get it. She's done it in my chat multiple times too. And I feel so bad for her because she just re-explains it again and again. Annie does the same thing. Putting it in layman's terms does make it, the way Annie puts some certain things out because we don't know we're not supposed to know this kind of stuff.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. It truly proves to me they knew what they were doing. They had this information, and it told them that he wasn't where they said he was. That's why I believe that they denied, because then they'd have to explain it.
I love that our hunch. We all had a hunch about this. And now seeing that, like right now, to me, I feel like we've proved that it was not only possible, but probable that, and even more than that, verified that they got AT&T timing advance data for 2 of the victims. So
which if you have it for them, we know you have it for him. We're not stupid people, guys. To see that is just, it's dumb. Okay.
Because they went back.
We don't have it.
Right. Because they went so far back with those 2 victims. Right. Because of that, to me.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't blame people. This is so confusing and everything. But can mods, and I know Lucy, you have access, so drop the link to your channel in there so people can go on over there and watch your wonderful videos. Also, Miss Potts, drop her link in here because she goes over the documents and I love her take and opinions on things. So
that's another good point that Annie did just make there too. That's why they hit it too, because they violated the FISA and the NATSEC to get it, just like they did with what they did with the DNA bullshit. Okay, how many violations have they done? Okay, how many things have how many laws have they violated to get this case to be where they have it? This is what the biggest issue is, guys. Constitutionally, it's a joke.
Here's a good question to maybe end with. Did they hide it because at the beginning of this video, they were talking about that it wasn't illegal, like it doesn't violate the 4th Amendment to do this.
Well, with the FBI.
Right. So I don't know if it's illegal. I think they're hiding it because it shows information that's contradictory to me. Also maybe, and the other reason I'm saying that is because someone mentioned the Holly Bobo case from 2011.
RJ, yeah.
So if they were able to do that in 2011, and obviously if he knows that it was open and out, right? It's not, they didn't hide it if he knows they used it. That's an interesting, I want to look at that.
Well, and again, there's many reasons. Again, Annie and Lucy are like on fire today, truly. And I really appreciate you having me come up here. You can only search now American data without a warrant, or non-American data. I'm sorry, but not that. That's not what I was saying. But Annie said that they hid it for many reasons. This is the point I was going to make too. The FICA court derp. FISA court, and it's exculpatory. This would be exculpatory to Brian. That's one reason, okay? Big time. And they did it illegally. So, I mean, it's right there. I don't understand how they're allowing this. And nobody's looking at this going, what did you do? How did he sit there and okay this? That's what bothers me about him so much.
And Lucy said it's illegal if you are American. So like that's
Right.
that whole Patriot Act thing. Like, well, yeah, all that, right? But they did have a warrant, didn't they? They had the 48-hour and the full. I don't know. That's another question. Warrants.
That's another, yeah.
I'm sure that's coming up in her video that we'll continue on with. But
It's
this
a
is a
great
good
video.
question. This is a good question. Or a thought from this person that they were possibly calling the timing advanced, technically calling it something else so that they could say they didn't have timing advanced.
I don't think so. I think it was just called what it was. And she just blatantly lied. And Annie said there was no warrant.
No warrant.
They did not have the FISA warrant. So
the FISA warrant. Gotcha.
But again, no, I don't that is a good question, Roxy, but I don't think they were called the timing advanced data records is what I believe they were always called. So in turn, she just blatantly lied. She sat there right in the hearing and said, no, we don't have those documents. We never have. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're absolutely a liar. If you have Xana and Maddie's data, then there's no way you don't have Brian's. Come on. And none of this stuff applies to the feds, guys. They don't have to follow the same rules we do or anybody else does. We know that.
Okay, so I think the X's are about the FISA warrant. To search the 702, you have to go to the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. Right.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But Lucy, in your video, you showed a document where they were asking for AT&T call detail records, location, locked bar, and timing advance. Remember that? That wasn't a warrant?
You can't get access to 702 in a state.
Was that a warrant?
I think. No, wait. No warrant for FISA, which you need to for FISA. An FISA court issued the warrant after you establish the PC4. Okay. Probable cause.
Right, but she showed
There
something
was no warrant then. And that's what they had to have to do that.
All right. So when I come back, I'm gonna come back Monday. Because we got Carlos's birthday weekend coming up, you guys.
What are you guys doing?
We go to a casino that is about 40 minutes away from us in Erie, and we've become quite regulars. Like that's something we'll go do on the weekend and stuff. But they do something special for you when you have your birthday. So like we're gonna have in Erie. Yeah, we're gonna have a dinner there. It's a really nice one. I really like it, and we know a lot of people there, and it's real fun.
I was the ones we got around here. Like we have Mountaineer. Are you familiar with Mountaineer?
I've been there. Isn't that West? Is that West Virginia or is that? What is
yeah,
it?
we have to cross over into West Virginia to go there, and then Hollywood Casino is in Austintown.
Okay.
So
by Youngstown, that's like a part of Youngstown, right?
That's close to me, right? And
Okay.
Hollywood doesn't have the big stuff. You know, you can hit pretty decent, but not big there. Mountaineer, you can hit pretty big. I think I won. Oh, years ago, we went for Valentine's Day. Brandy and I did, and I hit for 6,000.
Nice
on slots, and that's the biggest I've ever hit. But there was somebody there that hit like 300,000 or something.
Got to get that hand pay.
Yeah, they're fun. They're fun.
Yeah, the Erie one has a horse track.
That's Mountaineer used to. I don't know if they still do, because Mountaineer used to be. We used to go there. It used to be called Waterford Park. We raised racehorses when I was a kid. My aunt and uncle did, and we would.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, we would go there. They had their place was called Double E Stables, and we raised and trained racehorses. And then they would race it. It was called Waterford Park, and then another place up in Cleveland, which I was told they turned into a casino too, called Thistledown.
Yeah, that's part of Jack's now.
Okay.
Yeah, they
we
do
used to
like
race-
harness racing at Thistledown, I think, and
Okay.
one of them's harness racing, and then the other one has I think they have a track. They had a track because we used to go to that one too. That one was nice too.
Yeah, we used to do the whole races thing, the horse races stuff. I grew up with that kind of stuff. And then my grandfather, my family they did illegal things a lot because of who they knew and who they were affiliated with back in the day. I've told you some of that stuff before. So yeah, it is what it
I
is.
have some family members like that. I got to run some names by you later off air and see if you know any of these names. It's so funny.
Very possible. Very
So
possible.
funny. But yeah, we are.
I threw that one name at you and you recognized it right away. So
oh yeah, that was all over the news.
Yep. Oh, I know where Steubenville is. Yeah. We used to play Steubenville. When I was in high school, we played football.
Oh, that's way south.
Yeah,
right.
I went to Steubenville is of where I'm at. Yeah, when you're not too far from me. So yeah, yeah. We played them. God, that place was a mess too in the wintertime playing football. I played for Warren G. Harding out of Warren City. If that helps for anybody that is from this area.
Warren G. Harding.
Warren G. Harding High School. Lucy's close to us too, guy. It's weird how many people are from this area. She's more north than I am, but I think In Stitches, it was in here earlier. She's Southern Ohio too. There's a lot of us.
I'm looking at something. Hold on.
No, you're good. And yeah, Meg, I will be here shortly. I try not to step on anybody else's toes that goes live if I can help it.
Yeah,
You're not going live, Meg?
Now I lost it. Sorry.
What were you reading?
Sorry.
Busy in Northwest Ohio. Okay. See, there's a bunch of us.
Okay.
East Ohio Street. Close enough, Meg.
I love to see where everybody is from.
Yeah, I do too.
By the Michigan border. Oh, I was just over there in Toledo. Yeah.
Lucy's up in Cleveland.
And I like this point. I think this is the ultimate, goal that, to us, it looks like they don't have the right guy. And so when you're looking through all the evidence and we're like, that doesn't look right. That doesn't look right. That's not, I can't verify that. That doesn't make sense. Our hunch about the timing advance data, and now seeing it, and it's all going to.
That's where the whole everything comes out of that right there. That's how Cy knows that something was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing though is what that I think the one big thing that I don't think we're going to struggle to ever get an answer to is what they're actually covering up and why. We may.
Unless there's a big blow up, like a big exposure. Yeah, I agree with you. Also, I mean, I still, and I'm saying this without going back and really thinking about all the stuff I know, because it gets lost, right? But
of course,
if the defense got the AT&T timing advance data before the plea deal and Cy got to see it, because remember he said, like, I reserve the right to change my mind and all of that.
Yeah, because he hadn't gotten back.
Did he take the plea deal because the defense got backed into a corner and had no other options, and so facing trial with what was going on, is that why he took the plea? Or did Cy Ray see the data and say, this doesn't show what I thought it was going to show with him being somewhere else?
I still think I don't think it's that, because I think he knows still that, like Lucy said, the data didn't match the state's accusation. That's the problem right there. They accused Brian of being in a certain place at a certain time, doing a certain thing, and the data shows that he wasn't.
And we know that because of the videos.
Yeah, right. And then Lucy just said, that's what I thought too. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to claim that without knowing for sure, but Cy always had that data. So he knew that part of it. That's what he had said to Twiz as well, from my understanding. So that part of it was known. Okay. So if you're not in the place that the state claims that you're in to be able to commit the crime, how do you commit the crime?
Right. And then, I mean, it's going to go all the way back to, because if it's not him, possibly, then why him? And where'd that sheath come from?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's another good point there. His testimony was to compel the state to turn over what they had in evidence. That exactly makes and they refused to do it. That's why Hitler wouldn't let him talk. And then Hitler throws that statement out there. Well, Miss Jennings, there's many jobs on the line here, and blah, 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 blah. Well, no shit. You shouldn't have done what you did.
Yep, exactly.
And I'm pretty sure Anne knew this. I'm almost positive she knew all this.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was a fight the whole entire way.
Right. And nobody was giving her what she needed. He wasn't going to help by any means whatsoever. That's why I think the plea deal was taken, because they knew that no matter what happened, and I think they feared, because again, I said this before, even though the jury does what they do, they still look to the judge for guidance. Let me say it that way. Okay. In most aspects, they'll look to the judge for guidance. Right. And I don't believe, this is again just an opinion I have, you guys, but I don't believe that the defense trusted it, that Hitler was, after seeing how he was treating her in the defense, I don't think they believed that he was gonna direct the jury in the right direction, that the jury was already tainted. We knew that already, and I don't think they felt like they had a chance. I think
exactly. If they got stonewalled and blocked and treated that way, just in the emotions, I could imagine. Yeah, like you're saying, what would trial have been like?
It wouldn't have happened. And I still think, and a lot of people disagree with me, and I understand why. I don't think that the prosecution ever meant for this to go to trial. That's truly my feeling on this, because they knew they didn't have a case. Period.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, and I think they put it in the hands of the public. Okay, and per se, there's no way in hell they were going to pull together a jury. That's why there was so much, and I mean so much, propaganda that was spread through the media. Because they knew that there was no way nobody that would have been picked to the jury. They were not going to find a jury that people didn't know about this already. There's just no way in hell.
Yeah. And I would have been afraid. You never know what a jury's going to do.
Right. And I don't think she trusted in that.
No. And then also throwing in the judge, the way the judge was. So what is this? I'm going to wrap this up after this. It was never about what Cy Ray had seen from Anne, that Anne obtained outside of what the state produced. That Anne obtained outside of what the state produced in discovery. How do you interpret that? I'm not sure.
It was never about what Cy had seen from Anne, period. I don't know what the X's truly mean, but XXX, that Anne obtained outside of what the state produced. It's hard sometimes to differentiate what she's saying. She knows what she's saying, but I don't always. She talks so articulate that I just miss it sometimes.
That's okay. Yeah, I don't know if she's saying that Anne got stuff because I don't know. Did Anne get stuff outside of discovery? Is that what you're saying?
Annie said that it was about what Anne got from Cy. Thyray's testimony was in seeking an order. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can.
From the judge, right? Which wasn't going to happen. He wasn't going to cooperate.
Yeah, seeking the order to get the information. Yeah. And I just needed to address Bootsy real quick. My email is on the Typically Unique YouTube page. So if you go to I think the description of the channel, the about part, my email's in there. So you can definitely email me there.
So yes, that makes perfect sense, Lucy. I got you. She never got anything from the state. She got everything on her own. As far as that stuff's concerned, that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah, which she's allowed to do, right? Does she have to only rely on the state?
Unfortunately, she should have been able to get it from the state. That's how that's supposed to work. But what they were giving was not telling the truth.
Right. Yeah. And that's because Carlos says that all the time. Well, she can do her own. She can do her own investigation. She can do her own. Yeah.
They have investigators for that reason. So
yeah, exactly. Well, thanks for coming up.
Anytime. I always enjoy discussing these things with you, especially when it gets into this, I guess for lack of better terms, the scientific side to this case, because that's what, the stuff that between the cast and the DNA stuff, that's the hardest stuff to understand. And I am still learning it, you guys, as much as I talk about it. And I read it from the documents, but it's almost like reading Egyptian hieroglyphics sometimes, because if you don't know it and you don't know it, there's nothing you can do about that. And that's why I'm beyond grateful, Kim. I have to be honest with you. If I didn't have all of you guys, like the conversations I have with you, for some reason, sometimes it opens little doors in my brain and it gets things moving. And Lucy and Annie, the things that they give us, I couldn't do it without them. All of you guys, I just couldn't, because the understanding wouldn't be there.
I agree.
It wouldn't be there. So
you have to have conversation with somebody.
Yeah, I could talk about by myself, truly. But for some reason, if I get up here with you or Lee or somebody, something happens. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yep, I feel the same. Way. So thank you to everybody in chat for your wonderful ideas. Thank you, Dago, for your thoughts and discussion, having that conversation with me, because I agree it makes understanding faster and sparks some new ideas to explore too. So
Kim, do you have any kind of a Cash App, Venmo, or any of that stuff?
I have PayPal. It's on the page. It's linked in there.
James is trying to send me money and wants me to send half to you, so I can definitely do that.
Thank you, James. I know he wants Venmo, and I'm working on it. I'm going to get that in there to make that better. Hi, James. Jim is in the house.
So I'll pull your PayPal and I'll send it. That's fine, James. I'll send it to your PayPal via my Venmo. That's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you, James. Very much appreciated, brother. All of you guys, truly, always appreciate it. We wouldn't be able to do this stuff without you guys the way we do. And yes, Meg, I need you too. So don't say that.
So yeah, I'll be listening today. If I don't know, well, if I come on panel, I'd have to do it on my phone. So I can carry it around with me, because I'm doing secret birthday stuff.
Gotta love it.
Today, anyways, I'll be around the rest of the weekend. So
sounds great.
You have a great day and great show, and I'll be listening. And
yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me. It's always an honor to be up here with you and have you on mine as well. I appreciate you very much. And I'm glad that we're all together doing what we're doing, heading in the same direction, truly. So
great team, great community. Love you guys.
Yes. I will see you very soon, Miss Kim.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Bye. You guys, if you are in here because for some reason YouTube recommended this channel to you and you do not know about the True Crime Cafe with Dago, Please go to his channel and subscribe and follow him and join his community, because just about everybody here already is part of that community, came from that community. And I appreciate Dago sharing everybody with me. Thank you, James Moen. I appreciate you. We're going to let off some fireworks. So everybody close your ears, or if it's loud on your end. And I had Meg's comment up earlier about the lying liars.
Then you lied about lying. Okay? Then you lied about lying about lying. Okay? So before you lie about lying about lying about lying about lying. Stop lying.
That's an oldie but a goodie, isn't it? Just stop lying. Stop lying. One more thing before I get off here. I told you guys it was Carlos's birthday's tomorrow. Trying to get some surprises done for him. I want to share. Oh my goodness. A video. Oops.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carlos. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
All right. So that's not quite what his car looked like. That's like an E-mod car up there, I think. I'm probably saying it wrong. I don't know. But Carlos's dirt track car, you can see the dirt flying around and all of that. So, yeah, if he does not, I don't know if he's still in here listening, but I'll show him this later. But I tried to make a birthday song that had like a 70s vibe to it. Sounds like they combined like some different styles, but yeah, thank you guys for wishing Carlos a happy birthday. I'm going to come back Monday and Tuesday, and we're going to continue on listening and reading the information that Lucy Morningstarr has in her video. Please go to Lucy Morningstar's channel and subscribe and watch her videos. So far today, I feel like we got to the point of understanding about needing warrants, not needing warrants, and all of that. Thanks again, Dago. Thank you so much. Miss Potts, thanks for being in here. Everybody in chat today, I appreciate you all the mods that helped me out. Lucy, I appreciate you so much for all your information that you share with me. Hey, Jen, I just saw you. Hello. James, thanks for joining again. I miss seeing you. I know you stay up late watching Outcast, who's another channel I love, and I stay up late, but not that late. And it's a bummer because I love that community too. But so thanks for making it in here today. And CAO Kane, if you're still listening, I did see you, and thank you for your comments too in the chat. So welcome to all the new green members. And I'll see you guys back here on Monday for a live, and I'll see you in other chats over the weekend. So have a wonderful rest of your day and a great weekend. And I'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching. Hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Subscribe. It's free and keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Practically unique, yeah, that's you and me. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. It's free, it keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew, now right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband